Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am frankly FM82. Big thank you for coming back and joining me on another video right here on YouTube. So we have been through the Red Bull Salzburg channel. If you've been here the past couple of days, you'd have seen how the final season is unfolding. We went through the summer transfer window. Yesterday was the winter transfer window. And today we have advanced to the 3rd of June 2026. And that means we have finally reached the finishing line of the Red Bull Salzburg Rebuild Challenge. Yes, it is complete. And we are about to reveal whether we have been a success at Red Bull Salzburg or not. Firstly, we are going to go through the finances and the club vision to show what has happened along the way. We are also then going to jump into the competitions tab and reveal what has happened in the final season before showing you the final squad that we have left to go forwards with the new manager. So how have we left the club? Yesterday you might have seen that the finances were a bit of a state. There was 2 million in the red. Today it's £31.3 million in the black, and we are back in terms of leaving the club in a healthy state, which is how we want to do every one of these rebuild challenges. £15.8 million will be available for the next manager, a wage budget of £1.249 million, and we're only spending £1.2 million of that. So we leave the club in good hands. It will be healthy. The finances will all be in place for whoever comes in to succeed. Obviously they will have a mass of young talent also at their disposal, but if they want to go out and spend that £15 million, they will be free to do so. In terms of club vision then, how have we left that? Very secure in terms of job security. Manager performance is B. In terms of the club culture, I mean, we won't go to the 5-year plan because there is no point. We are finishing right here, right now. They wanted to develop players using the club's youth system. They were pleased. The Ghanaian and Malian players, they just would not drop that off of the club culture. That's something that they will be ingrained in doing in both real life and in the game forever. Play high tempo pressing football, they are delighted. Play possession football, pleased. Play entertaining football, pleased. They wanted to work within the wage budget, sign young players to develop for a profit, and minimum 2-year contracts for the first team. So I think we have really done everything that is required of us. And let's have a look at how we have finished season 5 then. You can see we have done it. We have won the treble once again. We have won the Bundesliga by 14 points in the championship group. We are miles clear of Rapid Vienna. We have gone on to be dominant. We have also won the OFB Cup, once again defending our trophy. And then once again, we have beaten Bayern Munich 1-0 in a Champions League final. It's almost like this is yesterday's or last season's season finale all over again. It's absolutely crazy that it's just followed this path. Before we jump into the competitions and break it down and show you exactly what's happened and where, we're going to run through the schedule quickly. So yesterday we were at the winter break. So we picked up after the winter break with a perfect month in February. We had a 4-0 win against Austria Vienna, a 2-0 win against AWM. We beat Arsenal 4-2 in the Champions League first knockout round, first leg. Goals from Scarlett, Saliba own goal, Soleil and Okafor, Asensio and Martinelli for Arsenal. We then beat Polten 3-0. We then moved into March. We had a 5-1 win against Rapid Vienna in the league, a 5-1 win against Florida Dorfer in the cup, a 4-0 win against Hartberg in the league. Goals there from Woba, Shirky and Scarlett. We had a 1-1 draw in the return game against Arsenal in London. Dane Scarlett getting on the score sheet against Arsenal is quite funny, but we did go through. LASK, a 2-0 win in the Bundesliga, 3-0 win against Sturm Graz, a 2-0 win against Altach, before we then had the battle of the Red Bull teams. Yes, it finally happened. Salzburg pairing off against Leipzig in the Champions League. You can see we won the first game 2-1 with goals from Shirky and Okafor. Julian Alvarez getting the goal for Leipzig, but we come away with the win. We then bashed Blau-Weiß-Linz 5-0 in the league before a 2-2 draw against Leipzig in Germany. Vitinha getting both goals for them. Shirky and Scarlett scoring for us. Put us through on aggregate. LASK, a 2-1 victory there in the Bundesliga. We then had a 4-2 victory against Sturm Graz in the Bundesliga before we drew Barcelona. Yes, the same Barcelona that beat us home and away in the group stages. We went to Spain and we beat them when it counted the most. Max Wober, Dane Scarlett getting the goals, and Ansu Fati giving them the lead early. But we come away from Spain with an all-important victory. We then won 4-2 in the OFB Cup final. We had a 1-1 draw against Altach in the Bundesliga before a 0-0 draw against Barcelona. Going forwards, Blau-Weiß Linz we beat 2-1 in the Bundesliga Championship group stage. We then kind of didn't give up, but played rotated teams, obviously knowing there was a Champions League final coming up. So we lost 1-0 to Rapid Vienna before beating them 3-1 away from home. Elias Hoff-Melkerson coming back to haunt us in that game. And then finally, another Champions League final against Bayern Munich. This time, Ryan Shirky being the difference, scoring the goal that won us the competition. So back into the competitions tab we go. Let's do the Bundesliga first and show you exactly what has happened there. If we look at the normal league table, we were 19 points clear in the normal league table. And when it's split off into the championship group, we end up 14 points clear there. A total season of 32 played, 27 won, 3 drawn, 2 lost, 68 goal difference and 54 points. Absolutely fantastic. When we go into some of the stats, you can also see a little bit of craziness happened. So Dane Scarlett got 21 goals from 25 appearances in the league. Absolutely fantastic for him to be top goal scorer. But the next one was a little bit unexpected. Max Wober scoring 12 goals from 21 appearances. For a defender, that is pretty impressive. I do think quite a few of them were penalties. Yes, 8 of those were penalties, but they all count. Ryan Shirky getting on the board with 11 there too. Shirky with most assists, 17 assists there. We got Billy Gilmore on 9, Tyler Morton on 8 and Sandri on 6. So everybody stepping up and doing their bit. Most shots, 2 players, Ryan Shirky and Dennerline sharing that with 87. Dane Scarlett on 84. And we also have Omar Soleil on 74. Most man of the match awards went to Ryan Shirky with 9, Soleil with 5 and Dane Scarlett with 4. Most key passes, Ryan Shirky, 169 of those. He led the way and was out on his own by a country mile. Most tackles won, we had Jürgen Müller leading the way for Austria Vienna, but we've got Livano Comencia at the bottom with 64. We have Rogic for Rapid Vienna, 90 dribbles made. We don't have anybody on that list ourselves. Most clean sheets, Joe Bursick with 16 led the way in the league. And then fewest goals conceded, also Joe Bursick with 16 in the league. The other stats then, expected goals per 90 minutes, Scarlett with 0.63, Wober with 0.52. We have Nwandy Collins getting 8 yellow cards. Shots per 90 minutes, Ryan Shirky 3.89. Expected goals, Dane Scarlett 15.07. Penalties, Wober was 8 from 9. Team goals, Soleil 85, Bursick 82. We had goals per 90 minutes, Scarlett and Wober, 0.88 for Scarlett, 0.58 for Wober, and games won, Soleil and Bursick on that list there. So another successful campaign in the Bundesliga. I do believe that is every single season we have won the Bundesliga. In terms of the Champions League, let's show you that Champions League final. You can see once again we outplayed Bayern Munich, not as convincing as last season's Champions League final, but both teams were poor on the night. We had 9 shots with only 2 on target. They had 6 shots with only 2 on target. Our XG was 0.80. We scored. Theirs was 0.70. They didn't score. 4 off target, 2 off target, and basically we had most of the game, even though they had most of the ball. So another 1-0 victory in a Champions League final ensures we are the first Red Bull team to go back to back in Champions Leagues. Super Cup had already played earlier on in the season and lost to Milan, so no problem there. And in terms of the OFB Cup, we ended up beating LASK 4-2 in the final. So another treble, another fantastic way to end a season. If we have a little look at the club info page and go to the Champions Leagues, you can see 25-26 of the Champions League. For the Bundesliga, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So as of 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 5 times for those. The OFB Cup, 21, 23. No, so as would be 23, 24, 25, 26. 4 out of 5 there. And that, I think, is a pretty successful rebuild challenge. We have gone in, we have done what we wanted to do, we've improved the squad, we have continued that Red Bull legacy of going out and buying players young, developing them and maximising their potential. The club is still in a great state. Its value is £300 million almost. The reputation is good, training facilities are good, youth facilities are good, youth recruitment is good. Last thing to show you then before we start to wrap this up completely is what the assistant thinks our squad will look like going forwards, especially after we leave. So we've got Bursic in goal. For some reason he would now play Johansson at left back. Wobat, Soleil and Piatowski pops up out of nowhere. Tyler Morton, Billy Gilmore and Sandri, Okafor Shirky and Dane Scarlett. So we leave the squad in such a good state that it has just won 5 back-to-back Bundesligas, 2 back-to-back Champions Leagues and 4 of the OFB Cups. So I would say that is a successful rebuild. I think we have gone in and done the maximum that we could. We have won every competition that we have taken part in, barring the Club World Cup, which was difficult. First Red Bull club to have won a Champions League. We have gone on and been imperious in the Bundesliga. The club has money in the bank. It's in a stable state, and we have rebuilt the club going forwards. So if you've enjoyed this series, I really have. I think these are brilliant ideas. The whole rebuild and the way that you take the club from what it is to where you want it to go is a fantastic idea. But it can't go on forever, and that means that we have finally come to the end of the save. And if you have been here throughout every one of the 15 episodes, I really do thank you so much. It really, really is a great honour to have you along for the ride. I appreciate every single person that takes their time out of their busy days. I know time is precious in this world, but anybody who has been here for the whole amount, or even if you just spent today with us, I really do appreciate it. If you want to go out and check any of the other content out on the channel, there is something for everyone. There is rebuilds, there are let's plays, there are tutorials, there are Wonder Kids, there are tactics videos. I'm pretty sure there is something for everybody. And if you do find something that you like, please don't forget to hit the like and leave a comment on those videos too. It helps the channel to grow so much. For this one though, I am going to be wrapping it up there. I think this has been a successful rebuild. I've really enjoyed the challenge. I will catch you on the next project. I've got something in the pipeline. It's going to begin tomorrow. I am quite excited. It's going to be the final FM22 save that I do. It's going to be called My Way, My Philosophy, and we're going to be taking charge of Norwich City. We are going to be tasked with keeping them in the Premier League, but I'm going to do it my way, with my philosophy. I'm going to use the tactic that I want to build, and we are going to give it a good go. So I will catch you on another episode of something that's already on the channel, or if you fancy coming back tomorrow, I will see you for the first part of the Norwich City project.